For centuries, we have been part of this land. Our long road, full of hardship and constant change, led through different worlds. This is our history, our memory, and our heritage, passed down from generation to generation. History and culture of the Roma. The history of our ancestors began in India more than 1,000 years ago. They were blacksmiths, musicians, warriors. Around the 10th century, when the world around them was losing its balance, they moved west, through Persia, towards the borders of the Great Byzantium. That is when it all began, our history and our language that evolved along the way. We stopped for a while in Constantinople, a city of 1,000 towers and bazaars at the crossroads of empires and cultures, which we absorbed. Out of the fire of Hinduism, out of the mystery of Zoroastrianism, out of the song of Christianity, and out of the silence of Islam, a spirituality without temples, but with a presence, has emerged. Carrying artistry, rhythm, and freedom, we have become a people of travel. To survive in Europe, we often said we were penitents from faraway lands. That gave us protection and the right to roam. In various languages, we were called Egyptians, which is where the English word gypsies came from. In Poland, we were called Cygani, from the word atsinganoi, which in Byzantium meant mysterious wanderers who avoided contact with others. And yet we have always spoken of ourselves differently. Romani, Romi, Roma. Simply put, people. In Germany and France, our relatives call themselves Sinti. Different dialect, different music, same path. In Krakow, in 1401, our presence was noted in records. We were craftspeople, musicians, circus performers, fortune tellers. But not everywhere were we welcomed with open arms. Our deportations began in the 16th century, in England, Spain, and France. A Portuguese decree of 1708 declared us an undesirable element. Hundreds of the Romani were exiled to Angola and Brazil, where forced labor awaited them. In Germany and Czechia, it was enough to be Romani to be sentenced to death. Sometimes whole families were killed without trial. In Romania, we were slaves for hundreds of years, in the possession of boyars, monasteries, the state. Children inherited slavery from their parents. We worked on the land, in forges, at manors. In places where we could stay, we did what we knew how to do best. Trading them gave us independence. We trained bears in Smarhan. We played music at weddings and celebrations in Moldovan Orthodox churches. At best, we were merely tolerated. In the 18th and 19th centuries in Andalusia, where Moorish, Jewish, Christian, and Romani traditions met, flamenco was born. Our pain, our dance, our hands striking rhythmically against the wooden floor. Carmen Amaya, a Romani dancer from Barcelona, revolutionized flamenco. Her body said it all. Even George Bizet's opera Carmen, though written by an outsider, has become a symbol of Romani strength and independence in the Western imaginary. Our culture did not disappear. It passed through the fire and spoke with art, despite the fact that many countries tried to assimilate us in the 18th century, to deprive us of our heritage and language. World War I engulfed all of Europe. We fought on the fronts, under the Russian skies, in the French and German trenches. We returned to homes that were not always waiting for us. In free Poland, we were present, although still on the margins. But life went on. The streets, the music, the children, everyday life built anew. We are forming our first organizations to take care of our place in the newly emerging countries. It seemed that the worst was over, that after the sacrifice of blood and hope, calmer times will come. Yet it was then, unexpectedly, that the largest pogrom in the history of our community in Europe began. During World War II, we were murdered in mass executions in the forests, the ghettos, as well as in Auschwitz, Treblinka, Belzec, Jasenovac. No names were left behind, only numbers, ashes, and silence. Anna Gann, a 13-year-old Romani girl from Poland, was killed in Auschwitz. Raymond Gurem, a teenager from France, escaped from the camp and fought in the resistance. Hugo Hollenreiner, from Germany, survived Dr. Mengele's experiments. Edward Paczkowski, a political prisoner, a Roma from Poland, went through several camps, including Auschwitz. On the 16th of May, 1944, at Auschwitz, when SS soldiers came for the Romani prisoners, the Roma barricaded themselves in the barracks and resisted. The revolt took the Germans by surprise. The execution was postponed. But on the 2nd of August, at night, the SS returned. Within hours, 4,300 Romani were murdered. Women, children, elderly. Their bodies were burned. In Romania, the Antonescu regime, an ally of the Nazis, deported more than 25,000 Romani to Transnistria, where thousands died of starvation, disease, and executions. World War II was a Holocaust. More than 500,000 Romani and Sinti, about a third of our entire community in Europe, were killed. After the war, everything changed. The Polish People's Republic government banned roaming, forcing us into concrete housing. For many Romani, it was the end of the world they knew. The campfire, the road, freedom. Papusha, Bronisława Weiss, was a poet, the first Romani woman to write about our world from the inside, quietly, honestly, painfully. Her poems were translated by Jerzy Fikowski and shown to Poland, but her own community considered it a betrayal. Lonely and sometimes ill, Papusha lived on the margins for years, yet her words have endured for generations to come. We have always been strong, ready to survive the worst, because everyone wants to live. Seferino Jimenez Maya, El Pele, mystic and horse trader. He died with a rosary in his hand, defending the persecuted during the Spanish Civil War. Stanislav Nazarevich, a Romani soldier who fought in World War II and took part in the Battle of Monte Cassino. Žarko Jovanović, a partisan in the Yugoslav resistance movement. After the war, he wrote the Romani anthem which we still hum today. Django Reinhardt, after a wagon fire, he played jazz with 3 fingers. Yet he created a new language of music. Ian Hancock, a professor who has spoken about our rights at Oxford, Harvard, Yale, and the UN. Tyson Fury, world heavyweight boxing champion, who has shown that strength is also survival. Sometimes you do not see us, but we are still here. We have survived. We are everywhere, though never quite from here. Because we are from far away, and yet here, next to you. Because we live here. We have no other home.